Yep, all right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to our continuing coverage from Radio Row at Super Bowl 60. This man needs no introduction. Ryan Leaf joining us here, former NFL quarterback, NFL analyst now, and ambassador for a lot of the good work you're doing out there. Great to see you.
Great to see you too. Thanks for having me.
We'll talk about the recovery playbook in just a minute. I want to get your thoughts on the Super Bowl. One, who do you like here? Seattle or New England?
I like Seattle. I just think they're playing better than anybody right now, and you have to ride that momentum. But the thing about the Super Bowl is it's not like Major League Baseball or the NBA where you have 7 to win 4. You have one game.
That's right.
And if you go out and you do not do the things the right way in this one instance, it can go very badly for you. So it's important that Seattle continues with what they're doing. They didn't run the ball particularly well late in the game against the Rams. They had to ask Sam Darnold to really be surgical, which he was. But where this team really complements itself is when they rush the football, allows for Sam to be really good in run action, play pass, and then allow the defense to really pin their ears back and come after the quarterback.
Yeah, your experience obviously is different than most, but I wonder if you could relate a little bit to the two quarterbacks that are competing here, both top 5 picks. One of them in year 2 is in the Super Bowl. So just what are your thoughts on having that kind of success so quickly in your career?
So I would argue, Sam Darnold's early career was much like mine, really
Yes.
much maligned, really difficult, where Drake Mays is a lot like Peyton Manning's, where he had a really tough rookie year and then immediately bounced back the next year and had 14 wins, So it's a much different vantage point for both these quarterbacks. Sam Darnold was left for dead pretty much. And even after last year winning 14 games for the Minnesota Vikings, was kind of told, no, not good enough.
Yeah.
And it's been really great to see him continue to work his tail off for the opportunity and finally for a team to go, you know what, we want you, we support you, you're good enough for us to win. And he's made the absolute most of it. So it's really cool to watch that success for him.
Yeah, you had trouble early in your career. Can you relate to him fighting through the adversity of being told no, having rough seasons, bouncing around, and finally finding a place that believes in him?
I can't relate to that because I didn't do the work that he did. I can relate to it later in life when I got my ass knocked down and I found my way to keep picking myself up and get after it. So I can relate to that aspect of things. I wish I would have been more like Sam Darnold when I was a professional football player because I only ended up doing the thing I loved for 4 years, where maybe if I keep putting in the work and when I get to my 5th stop, I had a chance to, because I was talented enough, and the difference between what Sam Darnold has done and something like myself is he just kept working on the fundamentals, the technique, the things that you needed to when no one else outside of his camp said he was worth anything. And that's impressive. That shows you the mental toughness in which Sam Darnold lives in.
Yeah, the infrastructure to be there to help somebody through adversity, maybe it wasn't there for you early in your career.
Oh, I'm sure it was there for me. I just thought I had all the answers.
Yeah.
I had Junior Seau and Rodney Harrison on my team. Who two better than to teach me how to get through things, how to be a professional, and I just didn't utilize it. It wasn't anybody else's fault but my own why I wasn't a success at the NFL level.
Let's talk about the recovery playbook. Obviously, part of your story is addiction recovery, and you've made it a mission to help others now. So what are you working on these days?
So this is a really great story. I went to Canton for Peyton Manning's induction to the Hall of Fame. And I remember talking to a lot of family members and things like that, and telling them I was invited and whether I should go or not. And they all kind of said no, don't go. Well, they live in a world with a lot of judgment and fear because of the way they viewed it, and I think probably the way I viewed it a lot is like I'm going to go there and it's just going to be an opportunity for see where I didn't live up to it and I get made fun of or something like that.
Yeah.
Instead of celebrating something that I know is very difficult to do and to be the best at it as you could. And I'm so glad I did. I was sitting in the lobby bar, sitting next to a gentleman, talking to him about what he did. Said his name was Armando Colombo. He was the CEO of a state-of-the-art psychiatric and substance use disorder facility in Houston, Texas. And I just was blown away by him. And I asked him how I can help, what more I can do. And sure enough, he would ask me to be the ambassador in recovery for them, and they would start a relationship with the NFLPA, our union, in which where I'm down there quarterly, every quarter, there'll be anywhere from 10 to 12 former NFL players there. And Park Avenue won't let me within 25 yards of a former player because I'm pretty hypercritical of the NFL. So I needed to find a different way. And I needed something like this, and the opportunity presented itself, and now I am in a very purposeful position where I can give back to my peers who really helped me, I think, when I was struggling, and I want to be there for them. So it's an incredible opportunity and one that I'm very proud of.
Was your family worried about you going back to the Hall of Fame, like it would trigger something for you?
Oh, I'm sure, probably, yeah. I think that they felt like football was the toxicity that drove it, where it was me that was the problem. And once I had got to that place and where I didn't see it as something that was toxic, but rather something that should be celebrated, that's where things changed for me. And it's a big reason why I'm in the NFL and in football these days, calling games, because I love it. It gave me everything, and it's not the problem. I was.
Yeah. In the recovery part of this, have things changed where people are being more open and talking about it now? Are you seeing that now, that players and ex-players, current players are more open about what the needs may be for them personally?
I mean, I've seen a little bit of a softening, but the perpetuation of it by just when the death in Dallas happened, and watching the analysts on NFL Live talk about it, they're so misrepresenting of what it should be. They perpetuate the stigma that continues. You have Dan Orlovsky talking about, I'm a football player, I wouldn't talk about that stuff. That's the stigma. The idea that someone may know that you need help is worse than actually getting the help that you need. So, that's the thing that has to be eradicated, is the stigma of it. And the understanding that it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to tell people this. It's okay to be transparent and vulnerable and surrender and ask for help. That's the only way we get through. We're not meant to be alone in this world. That's what the NFL alumni exists. There's 28,000 of us in the NFL alumni ever in the history of football. That has to be the most tightly knit community there is, so no one is lost anymore. And so that's my mission. And if that's what takes the rest of my life for it to change in the stigma, then that's the way it works. But I'm not gonna stop because it doesn't change overnight.
Yeah. If the alumni want to reach you, how do they go about getting help? If they want to reach you?
My DMs are open on all my social medias, Instagram, Twitter @RyanDLeaf. You can go to my website, theryandleaf.com, and that grants you access to everything we're doing. Working closely with Chris Stawinski around the Concussion Legacy Foundation. I'm about to go to Boston U to do some brain studies myself. We're in the hopes that we're going to be able to detect a protein in our brain that can diagnose CTE before death.
You're going to do brain study on yourself?
We're hoping to find that protein. They're doing a ton of testing right now, and so I'm going to go and try to help in any way I can to do that, because if we can tell somebody what's going on, because it's right now it's something that no one can see. I think we know the symptoms and we know it. The way I go about it is I believe I'm living with CTE. That's just the best way to put it. The substance use disorder that wasn't in my family, the brain tumor that I got that was removed, the impulsivity, those are all symptoms. And if you go into it and attack it like you have it, there's nothing to ever be afraid of when you're treated in the best possible way you can.
Ryan, it's a pleasure. Thank you for being so open with us. It was great seeing you.
Good to see you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.